The big concern at the moment, and why I think South Africa is a big talking point in the US right now, is America in the next 20 years will become, for the first time in its history, a minority white country.
Well, that will be a very, very bad thing to happen. You want to see the US go down? Why? Oh, you don't like cars and electric cars, and you don't like technology, or what is it? You want to go back to the jungle, or?
If the US becomes a minority white country.
Yes.
So there's Latinas, there's blacks, there's people from all different races make up the majority, and then, you know, it could be 48% white people. Do you really think the US is doomed if it goes under?
Yes, it goes under then.
Seriously?
Yes, of course. You see, if you take South Africa, we have a small white population that projects European culture, or what we learned from Europe.
And oppressed millions of black people.
No.
For decades.
How do you oppress? We gave them work, we fed them. They grew from a tiny little group into a massive group. That's not oppression, that's feeding them. Do you understand? You only grow big if you get fed. You only start at 800 and become 50 million if you get fed. We fed them, for crying out loud. You know, enough with this nonsense.
But so you understand, because the black population was so oppressed under apartheid.
Well, we never saw this oppression you're talking about.
You never saw it.
No, I never saw it.
Yeah, because you're white.
Elon Musk, Elon Musk's dad. I got to give it to this guy. He doesn't pull any punches. His racism is right in your face. I love that ignorant shit. I mean, he serves it on a hot plate. His racism is like, whew, steaming racism right there. He don't hide it. He doesn't do that passive aggressive shit that people do. You know, he gives it to you right in your face. And that's why I respect his ass, because we know where we stand with this crazy who got his stepdaughter in it, right? The guy asked, this interviewer asked, you know, in about 20 years, white people will be like the minority in America, 48%. You know, he goes, oh, that would be a very, very bad thing. Very bad thing. I mean, bad thing to happen. You want to see this in the U.S. to go down? Huh? You want to see it go down? You don't like cars, electric cars, technology? This is bad. I mean, you want to go back to the jungle? I mean, this is what he said. Then he goes, you know, like in South Africa, you know, the small majority of white people, we bring our European culture to Africa. What culture are you talking about? Stealing people's shit and claiming it as yours, and then dehumanizing the people that are around you that look different than you? Is that what culture are you talking about? The fact that a white South African can say that about South Africa is so sick to me, because they got that town I told you called Orania, where they don't allow black Africans there. You move to a black continent and don't allow black people to come to your town that you established. Yeah, I hope they do a Tulsa move on that. I hope that town burns down. I think that's fucking horrific. But anyway, this is Elon Musk, man. He's like, no, this is a bad thing. It's a bad thing. Go back to the jungle. You mean America? You don't want America to go back to its natural color, right? Which was Native American. That was brown motherfucker. All up, you know, America and Canada. Yeah, it was all brown. You know, whites were the first immigrants. Where are you, ICE? You were the first immigrants. Yes, you were. You understand? So I think that's pretty fucked up that he said that it would go back to the jungle, man. You know who he's talking about, huh? I give him that credit for being honest, and that's why you see how Elon is. I just think my technology is the best. I just think it's best. It's the best thing, you know. Now you see where the apple doesn't fall that far from the tree, guys. That shit was gangster, boy, you know? But hey, there's nothing you can do about it, because, by the way, technology, lots of black Americans contribute to technology in America. A lot of other brown people contribute to America and how it's moved forward, plain and simple. And a lot of whites stole a lot of black inventions, their patents. They stole a lot. I don't want to go through all of them. Just look up black inventors and shit like that. There were Latino inventors. There were all kinds of different inventors. Okay? Just to let you know. So I feel that America had a self-hate problem. It was using bleaching cream at one time, back in the day. Yeah, a couple hundred years ago, America was like, I'm sick of being brown, and started using bleaching cream and became all light skinned and shit. And then now it's like, I want my color back. So that's what's really happening right now, starting to love itself again. So, Elon Musk, there's nothing you can do about it. It's coming. Black, brown, we're all coming to take America back again. Welcome to the jungle.
Please tell me you saw the CNN interview with Elon, racist father, who was literally like, if I could, you can't make this up. And it makes sense why Elon's the way it is and the way he is. And it makes sense why like racism is done at home. So the interviewer asked them, or pretty much stated like, so in the next 20 years, America is going to pretty much be a country where the majority will be people of color and the white people will be minorities. And he was like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want to go back to the jungle? Do you guys not like electric cars? The electric cars is the reason why the white people are majority. And then the interview started talking a little bit about South Africa and how the white people pretty much stole all of the South African people land and pretty much started to put them to be slaves, pretty much. And then he goes, why you keep talking about that? That never happened. We fed them. There were a little group that we fed and they just grew and grew and grew. First of all, sir, you went to a continent, African continent, and stole the people's land. You went to a continent where black people are the majority, right? And you got the nerve to say there was a small group of people. You went to a continent where blacks are the majority. You stole their land. You're from Canada. You're not South African. You stole all of their land and you took all of their money, and then you got the nerve to say you fed them? What are them, dogs? They're the majority. So how can you say they're a little group of people that we fed them and it just got bigger and bigger? We fed them. You stole their land. The fuck? You stole everything they got. And then you turn them into slaves to work for you in their own land, in their own continent. You're all Europeans, white people. You're white. You're not from Africa. If that was not ever in your history lesson, you're not from Africa. But originally your ancestors are from Europe. Like, are we dumb? Goddamn. Like, you don't understand. They're talking about why would America want to go backwards to the jungle? We don't want electric cars. So electric cars that means what if that's the future? That means racism is over because of electric cars. Like, I was listening to that. I was so upset. I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't. Because some people are just dumb. And this is learned at home. You literally had a child with your stepdaughter. And you want to talk to, you don't have senses. You don't. So shut.
Excuse me? Says the man who tickles his daughter? Are we really doing this right now? Elon, listen, I know you and your daddy ain't got the best relationship, but this is what you come from. We ain't even begin to talk about the fact that y'all ain't really from South Africa, okay? Because in that continent, y'all stole that too. Just like y'all stole every goddamn thing else. Now listen, I think you need to tell your daddy with them weak-ass knit sweaters that he need to stop doing interviews, Everything on the screen look beige and washed out. Everybody look like they on the front row ticket seat to go see Jesus. Yeah, skeletonized. Elon Musk daddy need to watch his mouth when he on these interviews, and CNN, y'all should know better than even posting that. Unless y'all trying to out Elon Musk from when he did the little chest bump. I understand that totally. Sidebar. Elon, next time you talk to your little Dumbledore looking ass daddy, you need to tell him put some moisturizer on before he do interviews up there looking like parchment paper. I digress. Elon, get a handle on it now. I got some Tesla stock now. This not gonna look good for the investors. I'm just bringing y'all the news. Just a minute.
Okay, so listen, I don't know what timeline we've entered, but 2025 is exposing people left and right because Elon Musk's father just went on live TV and said the quiet part loud. And this is not AI, guys. Like I promise you, it was as clear as daylight. A grown-ass man on national television boldly claiming that if white people ever became a minority in America, the country will go back to, being rude, being a jungle. And honestly, I don't even need to repeat his whole speech word for word because the message was loud and clear. It basically translated to tell me you're afraid of being ruled by black people without telling me. And at this point, nothing shocks me anymore because especially when it comes to white folks speaking about black people, it's like every year we get another reminder of what black people have always known. We've always known the fear of insecurity. The fear, the insecurity, the panic at the thought of black people being equal, let alone ahead. It's almost like some of them genuinely believe their safety, their identity, their entire sense of power disappears the moment they aren't the majority. And hearing this come from the father of the richest man in the world, phew, a little concerning, but not surprising. If anything, it just confirms the exact conversation black people have been having for decades. Because let's be real, nobody behaves like this unless deep down they're terrified of losing control. Yeah, I said what I said. Some white folks, some white people treat black people. They treat black progress like it's a threat, not because we are doing anything wrong, but because they fear, being treated the same way they treated us. Yeah, so it's more like it's an escape thing. So they fear of being treated how they treated us, like in the times of slavery. And always, it's not just about slavery at this time. Okay, that is the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. They never want to admit. And this man has the nerve to talk about America becoming a jungle. Like, sir, has no one told you that black people invented? Okay, has nobody sat you down and explained electricity, engineering, agriculture, medicine, all the contributions that black people made globally, including the things your own lifestyles depends on? How are you using our technology created and advanced by black minds just to turn around and disrespect the same people? And let's not even start on that wild comment, we fed them, that's why they reproduced, referring to black people. Like, excuse me, sir, the delusion, the arrogance, the historical revelation, the revision, the audacity to rewrite reality so boldly and so publicly, that is embarrassing. And at this point, this is why some of these men panic at the thought of becoming a minority. They can't imagine surviving without the systems they built on top of us. But what really gets me is how calm he was while saying all this. No hesitation, no shame, just confidently broadcasting his fears to the entire world. And it makes you wonder, if this is how the father thinks, what does that say about the son? They always say this, like father, like son, and honestly, the internet is always connecting the dots. And this is why I keep telling y'all, continue watching these reaction videos, because the commentary this interview has put online is something else. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, like, people are shocked, okay, but not surprised, outraged, laughing, dissecting, and every second of that CNN moment, the internet is doing what the internet does. And honestly, it's well deserved, because when someone exposes themselves like that, all you have to do is sit back, grab your popcorn, and watch the truth unfold. But let me be clear, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just here reacting, analyzing, sharing what's already out there. And trust me, I have a lot to say about this, but because of this social media, freedom of speech is no longer freedom of speech. Yeah, so let's just continue watching people reacting to this. I'll come back at the end of this video to give my own final 2 cents. Yeah, drop your thoughts in the comment section.
This is some literally crazy stuff I just heard from Elon Musk's dad. I'm like, why is he able to talk? I'm sitting here listening to all the stuff he said, and I'm like, is he for real? I'm used to people being this way because I have lived in America for a very long time. So you're always going to hear people saying stuff like this. But it's just like, it's outrageous. It is outrageous. I was just like, let me get my thoughts together. I'm going to let you see the video.
And culture.
The big concern at the moment, and why I think South Africa is a big talking point in the US right now, is America in the next 20 years will become, for the first time in its history, a minority white country.
Well, that will be a very, very bad thing to happen. You want to see the US go down? Why? Oh, you don't like cars and electric cars, and you don't like technology, or what is it? You want to go back to the jungle, or?
If the US becomes a minority white country.
Yes.
So there's Latinas, there's blacks, there's people from all different races make up the majority, and then, it could be 48% white people. Do you really think the US is doomed if it goes under?
Yes, it goes under then.
Seriously?
Yes, of course. You see, if you take South Africa, we have a small white population that projects European culture, or what we learned from Europe.
And oppressed millions of black people.
No.
For decades.
How do you oppress? We gave them work, we fed them. They grew from a tiny little group into a massive group. That's not oppression, that's feeding them. Do you understand? You only grow big if you get fed. You only start at 800 and become...
I don't even think I have any more words, but he said, do you want to see the world go down? We fed them, made them strong, and made them who they are. Today is Saturday. I don't think I'm going to let myself get that upset. There's already enough stuff going on. It's raining. I'm trying to get to the store, get some things. So I'm just like, but I saw that and I was just like, I felt myself boiling up because I was just like, this really needs to stop.
So Elon Musk got on CNN and said, if white people become minority, America's basically headed back to the jungle. Sir, you're from South Africa. The audacity is on autopilot, y'all. Then he said there was no oppression in South Africa. Donnie told him that's because you're white. Elon blinked like he got hit with a software update he didn't ask for. And now Trump's yelling white genocide again while South Africa's like, please stop embarrassing us. These men rewrite history like they're editing a tweet. Newsflash, diversity isn't the end of the world. It's just the end of y'all being unchecked. Moral of the story, the only jungle here is the mindset. And some people refuse to evolve, y'all. Crazy.
Why you think Elon and Trump was so cool? For people to still think like this in this day and age is insane.
Saying some real shit. Elon Musk's dad goes on this interview and he says that if white America becomes a minority, it will be horrible. And though he has a point, which I'm going to explain, there's a solution to it. So the Latin word for economics is economia, which literally translates to the study of lack. That in itself should tell you that you cannot have an economy without somebody lacking. Now, it's no secret who's literally been lacking since America even became a thing. The first thing that was ever sold on Wall Street was a slave, by the way. So if the amount of white Americans in America just shrink overnight, which we all know is not going to happen, Black America will be the majority. But Black America and other marginalized groups as a whole will not be able to support this economy. However, white America is not going to shrink overnight. And so the only way white America became the minority in this country is if minorities were to substitute white Americans or replace white Americans. And if that was the case, then I'm pretty sure we will be able to still keep this economy going. Now, I'm not an economist or anything, but I feel like I'm on to something. Like, am I telling the truth? Somebody let me know in the comments. I feel like that's what he was trying to say. He's just so racist and stuff. Like, we couldn't see past it. But yeah.
Okay, so as we finish up this video, let's just sit with the reality of what we all witnessed, because the reaction online over Elon Musk's dad going on CNN and saying what he said, the internet did not let that slide. People on every platform, TikTok, Instagram, X, YouTube, have been dragging, dissecting, analyzing, and straight up clowning this his entire statement, and honestly, rightfully so, because in 2025, for a grown man to sit on live TV and confidently claim that if black people were to become the majority in America, the country would turn into a jungle, is beyond outdated. It's beyond ignorant. It's a reflection of something I can't even wrap my hands around, something black people already know far too long and well enough. And the wildest part of all this is that the reaction online wasn't even shock. It was more like, wow, they are finally just saying it loud now. The internet immediately caught on the deeper message behind his words. You know, people pointed out how this wasn't a slip up, it wasn't a mistake, it was how it truly feels. And if you watch the entire clip that's been circulating online, you already saw that confidence, no hesitation, no apology, just pure fear disguised as a political observation. And let's not even ignore the irony the internet keeps bringing up, because people were quick to remind him that he came from somewhere too. He didn't just magically appear in South Africa. He didn't just wake up on the land. The audacity to talk about jungle and civilization when he himself benefited from the land, resources, and systems built long before his family ever arrived. Yeah, the internet reminded him very quickly. Comment sections were full of people saying, "Sir, you were uninvited in South Africa. Let's not pretend history didn't happen." And honestly, I don't even have to add anything more to that point, because that speaks for themselves. And what does it even mean for America to become a jungle if black people became the majority. That language alone tells you everything. It tells you fear. It tells you paranoia. It tells you that some people cannot imagine a world where black people hold numbers, influence, or power without equating to chaos. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this exposed what people, exposed the white people, this hasn't exposed what white people think of black people, because this is something like we've always known. Okay, we've known this for generations. If anything, this just confirms what black people communities have been saying for years. They're not revealing anything new. They're just finally saying the quiet parts out loud enough for us to, for the cameras, for everybody in the world to see. Okay, and the internet caught that too. So many people reacted to that, saying that this is not new, this is not surprising, this is what we've always been saying, because the fear of black progress didn't just start today. The fear of black majority didn't start today. And when someone with a platform and legacy connected to power and wealth says it openly, it just reminds us that some of these beliefs are generational. They didn't just pop up, they were passed down. I mean, look at the song, okay? Yeah, I'm sure you caught that. And to end this, I'm going to say something that a lot of people online have been saying. CNN, I'm going to say that again. CNN in an African accent. CNN should have known better. They should have known the weight of putting that clip out. You know, they should have known the implications of amplifying a message like that without context, without challenging him, without passing him back on the narrative. But CNN has been, CNN for so long, and this is not the first questionable editorial decision they've made. Anyway, I digress. What matters is that conversations like this expose the truth that people try to hide behind politics, phrases, dog whistles, and coded language. And the reactions online show that people aren't falling for it. Folks are at work, they're paying attention, and they're calling things out immediately. Okay, we're not playing. This is 2025. And as always, I want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think about this? What Elon Musk's dad said on CNN? What do you think about the reactions online? Do you think this was a sleep app? Which wasn't, of course. Or do you think he said exactly what he meant? He said what he said. He said what he felt at the moment. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We are not sugarcoating anything this year, and this is not misinformation. I mean, it was all over CNN. We all saw it. This is not hate speech. I mean, I am just reacting to what he said, what everybody's saying. I mean, just because your son is the richest man does not give you the right to talk about people. You know, we are not even the minority. I don't even know where that term came from. I mean, wow. I'll see you in my next video, guys.